Ho, 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 ho.
Well, hello, everybody, and Merry Christmas. It is Christmas Eve, and I really want to welcome everyone back to the channel. This has been a tradition I've done on here for a long time, is reading Twas the Night Before Christmas. And I want to thank everyone. I'm extremely thankful to everyone, and I want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. It's been rough, since it hit the fan back in March of 2020, when I said, that's it, right? This COVID thing, this lockdown thing, they're playing some big games. It is now officially hit the fan. And it really has. I mean, look at where we've come since then. We got a fake pandemic. We got a fake cure. We got I guess we could call it a depopulation injectione. We got a fake election back in 2020 at the end. We got a fake insurrection. We got a fake inauguration. We've had a fake vice president. They've opened the borders. They've started wars. They've threatened us time and time again with all manner of death and destruction. And as we roll into the end of 2024, as we look forward to 2025, they were not able to cheat their way to victory on November of 2024. We have Trump coming back in, but we also have apparently an alien invasion. We have chicken flu, swine flu, horse flu. I even think we have the flu coming. Right? They're going to do everything they can to continue to scare us, dominate us, lie to us, trick us, and cheat us. But I think for you and me, people like us, people that like freedom and have a big heart, not a little itty bitty Grinch heart, but a big heart. And by the way, this is a sweater. It's the only Christmas sweater I have, and Mr. Uman gave it to me a few years back. He came down to Florida. We went to OCC Chopper Roadhouse in Florida and entered at a biker bar into an ugly sweater contest together. Uman and I did, and give you a look at some more of it. Right, it's got candy canes and machine guns and Magpul ammunition. It's just fun. By the way, we didn't win. I think the contest was rigged. Some bikers won it. Yeah, I mean, go figure. Anyways, it was a fun night, and I still have the sweater. And it's all good. Anyways, what I'd like to do is read "Twas the Night Before Christmas," and it takes me back to happier times when America was America. America was free. America was great. Ronald Reagan was president. Right? We didn't have all these ding-dongs, fruitcakes, and anti-American types around. I want to give a big shout out to the U.S. Marine Corps for continuing to do Toys for Tots all these decades now. I always thought that was great because they dress blue uniform, looks terrific, and they look like toy soldiers. An old Christmas tradition, the toy soldier. And it's an incredible bit of charity. And there's so many great charities out there. St. Jude's and the Shriner Hospital, all of these things that are good for children. Christmas was always about children. When I was a child, I loved it. When I had my sons and they were young and I got to be Santa Claus, I got them the Daisy Red Ryder BB gun. I wrapped them up and hid them in the corner and waited till Christmas was over, or so they thought, and did that with my sons and told them they'd shoot their eyes out, and they never did. Christmas has always been about children and this feeling of hope and joy. And yes, I know it's a pagan holiday that's been blended with Christianity. I know all that stuff, but it's still, it's a celebration of life and rebirth and good things. Looking forward to good things. And it's the end of the year, calendar year, and it's the beginning of the calendar year coming up. It's the end of a very bad presidency and a very bad time. And we look forward with hope and a lot of hope. And hopefully that hope is not doesn't let us down. But with the Trump administration coming in to repair so many of the wrongs and to put them back on the right foot, I look forward to that. We all get to make New Year's resolutions. I think mine this year already, I'm going to diet. I'm going to try and lose 20 pounds, get rid of some fat, get in better shape, not just be a 280-pound lunking Swedish guy. Anyways, let's do this. Let's read the poem. 'Twas the night before Christmas. I got it right there. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen. On Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my hand and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night. I always love that poem. That's just great. It's great. Always brings back wonderful memories of having that read to me. The crackling fire, right? The smell of that, and there's so many aromas in the air. Pumpkin pie, hot coffee, hot chocolate, hot toddies, all the hot things, right? The smell of cinnamon, cloves, the smell of roasting dinner, be it turkey or a ham or lamb, whatever you have. Just good times, Christmas. My younger son has a son, so now he's the father. Now he gets to do the honors, I guess, of being the dad. I think we all have that as fathers and mothers. Just the joy of being around family, Christmas time, knowing, right, all of the hopes and the wonder and the curiosity and the merriment that'll be coming Christmas morning. It's a wonderful thing. And I think that's the dawn. I'm praying that that's the dawn we all get to have come 2025. It has hit the fan. It is not done. It is not over. And in many ways, it has just begun. Every year I look back and go, I said 10 years from the time it started, March of 2020. And every year I say, we've got at least another 10 years of this. I am truly hoping that some good things happen starting right away in 2025 that brings America together, that confirms and reaffirms the things that we believe, know, wish, and hope for. And we can all work harder, faster, and better to bring this sad chapter of world history to an end. You know, I know they thought such things during World War I and World War II. You know, at bad times, people, they hope and work for good times, but they know you have to get through the bad stuff first. In any event, we are here now. This is where we're at. I can't do anything about yesterday. I can prepare for tomorrow and the coming days ahead. And I can thank you guys for all of your great support. Whether it's Bonnie Blue or Darcy T, whether it's John, or John, and everyone out there. Once again, I start the names, and I shouldn't do that because it's so hard to keep up with all of you. But everyone who supports this channel through super chats, private donations, email, text messages, packages that just magically show up as if Santa himself was here. You guys all know who you are, and I want you to know, if you don't already, how very much appreciated all of the support is. And I want to wish a very Merry Christmas also to Jolene and Uman, who are always here, helping, selflessly helping. And it just means so much to me that so many people care about the same things that I care about. And not just at Christmas. And not just for America, but also for the whole world. I used to make the mistake of thinking if everyone had just a little more information, they would think like me and come to the same conclusions I did, make the same decisions, and we would all just get along. Right? That was naive young John years and years and years ago. And now I realize we're all different aspects, different places we've come through in life and experiences. And even with the same information, we're never going to be exactly the same. But I think some things are universal. And I can start with misery loves company. So those miserable people that we have around the world, while I wish them the best, they enjoy their misery, and they want to take us all there. Well, I'm going to have to politely and in all ways decline that offer to be miserable with them. Instead, I think that the majority, and the vast majority at that, of people, they want to live well. They want to smile, laugh, and enjoy life. They want their parents and themselves and their children and grandchildren, depending on where they're at in life, to enjoy prosperity and love and good times and freedom. Like, that's what made America so great in the past, is all these feelings we have at Christmas are so much more real and vivid when you have freedom and you're not truly oppressed. I'm not talking about NBA oppressed. That's when you make $50 million or more a year, and you still want to run around and say you're oppressed, right? No, that's not oppression. Right? Oppression is working your tail off, paying all kinds of taxes, and barely making it through life. That is not prosperity. That's not freedom. In this situation we're in, where times are tight and tough, we know, no, we're not free, because that's not what freedom feels like. It's not a good thing. I want us to get back to where we have freedom and liberty, freedom to express ourselves, to move, to protect ourselves, to be protected by others, right? And for the taxes that we must pay, they should be low and they should serve good purpose. So again, coming into 2025 and for the next presidency, we're hoping that our liberties be restored, that our taxes be lowered, and that government, for the first time in my life, just might be held accountable, both financially or fiscally, if you will, as well as legally and criminally. And I don't want to get into the weeds too deep with that, but that's what I'm looking forward to. Mr. Uman, I said I wasn't going to do a bunch of questions, but if you feel of anything, okay, we'll skip it. Yeah, anything, just well wishes from outside. Merry Christmases from you guys. Happy New Year. God bless America, so forth and so on. Christmas is a great time of year to be charitable towards others, and to show kindness. And I look forward to that. Corey says, Merry Christmas to the Zoo family, and thank you, sir, very much. Merry Christmas. Heidi says, hi, John, Merry Christmas. I would expect nothing less from Heidi. She's a wonderful lady. Thank you, Heidi, and Merry Christmas to you. Wild River Prepper says, Merry Christmas to all. Thank you, Wild River Prepper. Or preppers, rather. They're out there. Folks, Kimber checks in, says, Merry Christmas to John and to everyone. Thank you so much. You guys have just been absolutely amazing, battling and fighting through social media and all the trouble we have there. And Robin G., thank you so much, Robin, and Merry Christmas to all, she says. Thank you so much, Robin, for your great support, your questions. And while I say the word questions, that really comes to mind so much. You guys think. Sun and Chrome says, Merry Christmas to you, John. Thanks for all you do, and you and everyone are welcome. I'm going to continue to stick my neck out and fight like there's no tomorrow, because there may not be. Shane Lewis said, whoops, slipped off the screen there. Must have been an icy one. Studio Ryu, hey, that's my good friend and brother. That is Rudy, the urban Aboriginal. He says, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Rudy. Thank you so much. I hope you and the family and the daughter are all good up there, up north. It's funny. I guess I'm in Florida, so everywhere on the planet is up north. It just about seems like it. Drumwolf62 says, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. And I noticed the word years on there. Don't think you got by me. Yeah. Happy New Year's and many years to come, I hope. Good stuff. Very good stuff. You guys have been just absolutely great. And I think we've got a heck of a good chance at making some big headway in the next few years and creating a better world where we can have more wholesome and good holidays. When Independence Day and the 4th of July is celebrated as sacred again and not used as a punchline at some Antifa or some BLM outfit, right? I want America to be America. We've got a long, colorful history, many traditions. It's an imperfect world, and we've all fought to make it better. One of the stories I like to tell is when my ancestors came over from Germany. This is way back in the early 1700s. According to legend and according to the log books, my great, many greats grandsire, Georg, he was going to be shipped all the way down to the Caribbean to work, presumably in either a slave or a sugar plantation. And while African slaves were brought from Africa through the Dutch slave trade, European slaves from Ireland, Germany, and other areas were taken down to the Caribbean also as slaves. So my great grandsire and a friend of his took over the ship after they sailed past the Chesapeake Bay entrance, and they took over the ship, did a mutiny, turned the ship around, went back up, sailed up the Chesapeake to port, got off, reported what had happened, they were required to take a special oath never to do such a thing again as commit mutiny. At the same time, everyone on that ship was saved from a life of slavery. What's funny is a gay Oregon family, even though they avoided the Caribbean slavery, they went on to serve their indentured servitude to William Penn, which is a shortened slave sentence, if you will, but it paid for the land they got. Anyways, the point is the fight is hard. The fight is real. And it's not always a losing proposition. It doesn't matter how powerful others are or how apparently hopeless a situation is, like being on a ship, knowing you're not going where you're supposed to, understanding you're going to a very bad place, knowing the fight to get over that, to overcome the difficulty that you're in, and then to free yourself and still have to fight your way back to where you need to be. I think that's where we all are right now. Is we are on our ship, our ship of America. And we thought we were sailing, living our lives, if you will, maybe, to a good place. And instead we found ourselves sailing past where we ought and going to where we should not. And in desperation, having no other choice other than to surrender to loss, you fight. And it's a hard fight. But you can and we should fight this same fight and take ourselves back to where we should be. And even when we get there, back to freedom and liberty, there is going to be a lot of hard work. But we can, once again, find those good times. Good times. Good life, prosperity, freedom, liberty. And again, have a legacy we can give to our families. And I kind of have seen myself in that position, though the role that I play has changed in my life from when I was a young man and eagerly enlisting to be a United States Marine, and then discovering that the world isn't what you think, and then growing up and discovering the world isn't what you think. And at some point you get to a time when you go, okay, I basically see it all now. Right? The people in charge, the people that are lying, the media, everything they say does not go over my head. Right? We all understand it. We see what it is and we understand it for what it is. And we can make informed decisions. And right. So now I think when you're fully informed, when you are a prepared mind, you're playing the game on the right level. And I think we are finally all, you and I at least, playing the game on the right level, understanding the consequences, understanding the benefits, understanding the risks. I really feel like that's where we're at now. And we're making decisions and choices about what we want to do. And do we want to sit back and allow other people to guide the ship to unwholesome shores? Or are we going to stand up for ourselves and for others around us who are weaker or less informed or less capable in leading the way? And so that's really kind of what I feel like I've been doing here, trying to help everyone catch up and in turn catch me up. Your guys' questions, thoughts, comments, news reports, etc. all seem to do just that for me. You keep me going and informed and inspire me to continue this fight for right now, which is within the realm of free speech, political speech. And I pray that it doesn't go to Magpul time, right? I know it's a bit of a funny shirt, but it serves its purpose. I'm festive, but I'm prepared. Anyways, I read yesterday Hookers and Blow. And I read it. It's a story about a snow blowing truck and a tow truck, and they need to save Christmas. So this is a book that Jolene bought me a couple years ago, Hookers and Blow. And I think it started as a joke because of, none other than Hunter Biden, because he seems to have a thing for hookers and blow. But it's kind of a fun Christmas story. So I may as well read it as well. it kind of goes along the line of the Cars movie. It's got silly characters. It is a children's book, even though it's kind of tongue in cheek for us as well. So I may as well read it, and then we'll go from there. and Mr. Uman, if we've got more Christmas well wishes and thoughts, we can put them up as I read or when I'm done. It's up to you, Oliver. You are, after all, the moderator. So it was Christmas Eve in the small town of Pleasant. Everyone was excited to soon open their presents. The weather was cold with deep piles of snow. Police Officer Bob called hookers and blow. This is what he said. Tom transport is loaded with cards, candy, and gifts, but broke down out of town and is stuck in snow drifts. We need all of those presents for the big party today. No problem, said hookers. We can help right away. The snow was quite deep and covered the road. Blow got to work blowing and could handle the load. They traveled down Main Street and straight out of town, drove up on Mount Dexter, then all the way down. Just round the bend, Tom Transport soon did appear, all covered in snow right up to his mirrors. Blow cleared away the snow. It didn't take long. Now hookers could check what might have gone wrong. Hookers reached round and popped up Tom's big hood, attached booster cables, and said, crank it real good. Tom stuttered and sputtered, then started to groan. His tired old engine, it just might be blown. Tom moaned the snow and the hills were maybe too much. I might have broken a piston or wore out the clutch. No problem, said hookers. I'm a big tow truck, you see. We'll get to town quickly, you, Blow, and me. With Tom mounted on hookers, Blow plowed through the snow. They headed for town, driving carefully and slow. Hookers got on the radio and called up ahead. Police Officer Bob, we have Tom, but his engine is dead. The snow keeps on falling. Blow is blowing real hard. But we'll get there in time with candy, presents, and cards. Across bridges and train tracks, Blow leading the way. Up and down old Mount Dexter, they soon made up the delay. They drove straight up Main Street with everyone smiled. Tom loaded with presents for each and every child. They arrived at the party and there was great cheer, for hookers and Blow had made it the best day of year. Oh, that's hilarious. Anyways, I had to read it again. I could not. Once again, folks, Uman, thank you so much for everything you've done. I'm going to take Christmas off tomorrow. I'm going to start back up Thursday. Probably do a Zero Dark, our afternoon broadcast. For everyone on X, be sure and subscribe. Here we go. Thank you so much, Uman. Once again, he's on the ball. Everyone sign up. Be sure and repost. Be sure and heart things, like things. Be sure and share with friends. Our voices are louder than ever. The message needs to remain loud and clear. And by contacting our congressmen and senators on X, they are getting the message loud and clear, so much so that right after the election and the demands started coming in. And when Trump was naming his nominees, the senators kept saying, no, we're going to pick who we want. And they didn't like being bullied, they said. You expressing your opinion, they don't have to take it, but they called it bullying. While they have bureaucracy after bureaucracy after bureaucracy after bureaucracy that not only bullies us, but threatens us. And they start with obey everything we send to you. Pay every tax bill we create. Absorb every cost, every regulation. Right? Tolerate every injustice. And don't bully us, they say. Well, I think it's time that the bullying was done, whether it's appreciate it or not, by us, not towards one another. We need to work together as Americans, but towards government at every level to get them to remember, to observe and obey their oaths, and that they are public servants. In my opinion, they're not agents. That gives them agency. It makes them sound important. They're not officials. There's nothing official about them. They're public servants. Some are appointed public servants. Others are elected public servants. But they serve us. And they, my friends, are required to obey. You and I know they are required to obey the rules, the regulations, the laws, and the Constitution. Uman says, Trump guy, I'll put up your comment, didn't come through the studio. All right, well, what is this Trump guy comment? Merry Christmas, John, Jolene, and that big blue wrench. Well, I tell you what, I got the big blue wrench right here. But if I take it out, I'm going to make a big mess and all kinds of noise. I'm going to avoid that. But the big blue wrench is still here. And hopefully in the near future, the big blue wrench will have a prominent public job. In other words, we take the wrench to the government and it obeys us. In any case and in all cases, I want to wish everyone a very, very Merry Christmas. Indeed, a Happy New Year. And I look forward to the fight that is coming because we have momentum on our side. We have good on our side, justice and law. We have the Constitution on our side. We have decency and morality on our side. All right, what do they have? Underhandedness, illegal behavior, threats, and destruction. That's what the bad guys have. And remember, again, why is it going to take so long to win back our lives, our freedom, and our republic 100%? Well, because it takes years to build things. Right? You could build a house. It'll take months. It takes one match and just a few hours, and the entire house can burn down. In other words, it's far easier to destroy than it is to create. The Constitution created 250 odd years ago. Right? Those thoughts and concepts from the time of the Declaration of Independence through to the Constitution. That's a sturdy building. Right? It is on good foundation. It is strong. It's bulletproof in many ways. And we need to not only practice, but help everyone in America rediscover the virtues found within the Constitution that restrict and limit government and ensure and provide freedom and security for you and I. Merry Christmas to all. And God bless America. Semper Fi, and chance favors the prepared mind is yours. I really hope yours is prepared, and also food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, and a means of self-defense. Because at any time, they could all become extremely necessary. So if you're prepared, there's nothing to worry about except the work in front of us. If you're prepared, you don't have to worry about all of those items. You can handle business. So being prepared is always critical. I'll see you guys real soon, and Merry Christmas.